Coming at you full-fledged. It's your boy Ray's man Reg with another video for y'all, man. Welcome, YouTube. As most of us predicted, maybe not in 6 games exactly, but ultimately, the Indiana Pacers advance to the NBA Finals after a feverish 125-108 home win against the New York Knicks in this closing contest. What can I say other than that is how you close out a series? That was a shootout if I ever seen it. Similar to Game 5, it was a three-point battle as both teams combined for a total of at least 59 three-point attempts. In that Game 5, it went New York's way. In this final game, Indiana landed 17 out of their 33 trays, which is 51.5%. To sum it up, this entire series, though, I'm going to repeat something that I heard one of the commentators say during the actual broadcast last night, sharing how he believed the Pacers pushed away in this series back in Game 1. I agree with that completely. Same instance with their second round series that went 7 games last postseason. While it looks like a good defensive matchup for New York, the offense initiated by Indiana is just too much. The only real competitive game of this series was Game 3. Karl-Anthony Towns scored 20 in the fourth quarter, and the Pacers put up a bad shooting night and still lost by just 6. This Game 6 clincher, though, perfectly exemplifies the series. Layered offense as well as defense. I told my bro, shouts out to him, All Ball TV. I told him in a live before Game 5 that all of their starting 5 is the disadvantage. It's the series disadvantage against the Pacers. Josh Hart, he's been y'all's starting power forward for most of the season. He got benched, per se, in this series due to the mismatch between him and Pascal Siakam. In my opinion, due to his lack of size, since his original position is small forward, he was fatigued from the physicality. And as y'all saw, he only scored 4 points, going 1 for 6 from the field. With the Knicks signing OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, no question, that was good for y'all. But that also leaves y'all without a real shooting guard. The Knicks have a super small 3 playing a 4 and 2 defensively minded small forwards with the expectations of averaging 20 points per game. Now, Mikal Bridges is the starting shooting guard, I believe, but when he was on Phoenix, he was the small forward. Unfortunately, in my opinion, that's just too much for them. Shouts out to him, though, Anunoby, who had a great postseason, as well as Bridges, of course, originating from my Phoenix Suns. Y'all got 2 small forwards, a super small power forward, and then the only real original positions, organic positions you have is Jalen Brunson, and Karl-Anthony Towns. Like I said before, it was a shootout in this last game. It's just that the Pacers were willing and capable to keep pushing. Out of their entire starting five, which all scored in double figures, each player shot at least 50% from the field. As a team, they finished with a 54.1 field goal percentage. Said before, 17 out of 33 shots from deep. The starters shot at least 40% from that area. And the bench players shot at least 50%. With that being said, Coach Rick Carlisle played 11 people in an Eastern Conference Finals, which supplied 38 bench points to the Knicks' 20. Another awesome game for Tyrese Halliburton. He pulled off a perfect performance in game 4, which I think he had 32 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists, and a couple steals with no turnovers. This game, he had a 50, 40, 100 game with 13 assists with 21 points. 11 of those came in the fourth quarter. Super clutch. He put the nail in the coffin. Pascal Siakam was the player of the entire game. He dropped 31 points, with most of them coming in the first 3 quarters. It was a presence on defense as he contributed 1 steal and 3 blocks. Put it up 24.8 points off 52% from the field and 50% from 3-point range with 5 boards, 3.5 dimes, 1.3 steals, and nearly a block permitted the voters to award him with the Larry Bird Eastern Conference Finals Most Valuable Player trophy. He now adds Siakam that to his career list of 3 All-Star appearances, 2 All-NBA teams, and of course, the 2019 NBA championship. Unlike in 2000 for the Pacers, this series ended at home. In the most serendipitous way, we know that Indiana is one of the homes of basketball. They actually just got the All-Star game not too long ago. Larry Bird also was the coach of that team in 2000, coaching Jelly Rose, Reggie Miller, and the rest of them. Now, all I got to ask y'all now is we're here now. NBA Finals. It is confirmed. The Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers. Now, while I did say that the key factor in this past series with the Knicks was going to be the centers, it kind of was in a way because Miles Turner also had a great series. Shouts out to him. 10 years on the Pacers. That's unprecedented for this era of basketball. So shouts out to him for staying loyal, staying committed, and he saw the fruits of his labor pay off. Shouts out to Miles Turner for that. But in this series with the Thunder, that ain't gonna be. I mean, it could be. It could. That might be the key factor too. Like that might be the key. That might be one of the key factors. Is Miles Turner. Miles Turner gotta cook. He gotta cook against directly Hartenstein. That's who's gonna guard him at the center position. But I'm sure. And then his backup, Jalen Williams, the second Jalen Williams. Then when you got help, I'm sure he gonna help a bit. Chet Holmgren. So he got 3 real bigs. Who's his sub? Who's Miles Turner's sub? Obi Toppin or Horace Walker? Horace Walker is like he's not a real center. I think he's like a power forward. But Horace Walker, he can play. He gonna be an all-league defender once either once he go to a new team or he graduate up in positioning on the team. So Horace Walker could possibly help, but In this game, I don't know how it's gonna play because both of them got layers. Indiana won 50 games. OKC won 68 games. That's a level. That's a level in the Eastern Cup. But at the same time, the Pacers glided. The Pacers glided to the finals. This their most quote unquote competitive series. They went 5 against the Bucks. They went 5 against the Cavs. And they just went 6 against the Knicks. The Thunder swept the Grizzlies. They went 7 against the Nuggets, and they went 5 against the Timberwolves. So rest, if you want to talk about rest, I guess they got more. I guess the I guess you'll have to do the math on this. The Thunder got more uh consecutive days of rest, but I think in total the Pacers still got the rest. But of course, they just came off from a game and all the high intensity from that. So we will see, man. This is gonna be interesting. This finals is gonna be interesting. Two low market teams, their second respective times in the finals. We're not considering the Seattle Supersonics. It's literally called the Seattle Supersonics. They had to come from somewhere. It had a lineage, and it wasn't. It's not a grandfather team. The OKC Thunder is not a grandfather team, but it's also not the Seattle Supersonics, as it's clearly in Oklahoma City. So, second time in the finals. Who's going to win their first NBA championship? I would not mind if the Pacers won just as a Midwest boy. But okay, Oklahoma ain't necessarily that far from Missouri either. But that's in the South, I believe. I believe that Oklahoma is considered the South. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So this is gonna be interesting. You got the MVP against against the second best point guard. You got the best point guard in the league against arguably the second best. I ain't gonna make my assertion just yet on what I believe him to be, because I'm gonna do a video on that. My end of analysis top 10 players that's coming uh once this season is over. But you got one of the top, at the very least, he's at the very least one of the top 3 point guards in the league, one of the top 3 to top 5 power forwards in the league, versus an all-star, a third team all league defender, and the MVP. Let me know what y'all think. But before y'all do that, hit the like button, comment at the beginning, middle, end of the video, share for others to see, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop. In a couple of days, the finals is here. And now I am out!